Hey everybody, welcome back. What a fine morning. Got lots of breeze, humidity's way up. Got a 100% chance of rain coming tonight. I've got hay down and we are trying to get some beans cultivated. So we got the John Deere cultivator hooked up. Remember, she's got all new shovels. Now I had to go through and completely readjust every one of these gauge wheels because now that we got new shovels, she was really plowing. So we got them all readjusted. She's just doing an amazing job. I really wish I had some rolling shields on so I could go a little faster. But anyway, so we don't have a heck of a lot of weeds out here, but we do have some patches. So got a lot of foxtail coming up right there. Not a lot of weeds, just foxtail. That's pretty normal in soybeans. At least that's what I found. But anyway, there is a few weeds coming up down here. You can see we've got some lamb's quarters coming up right there. There's some little guys. Grass is really starting to try to take in. Can you see those red leaves right there? Right there. When you look out across the field and you see that red underleaf, that's pigweed. We're going to getting those wiped out. Anyway, it's just doing an amazing job. I went ahead and went around the field already. One outside pass. Got her kind of set. And yeah, here's what we got coming up behind it. I think I need to rotate my top link back in just a little bit. It's kind of rotate the cultivator forward just a touch. Kind of get rid of some of this tail ribboning. But it's not terrible. I'm not going to get too excited about it. These flow shields, they could be off. They're kind of causing a little bit of a balling up problem. But again, nothing serious. You can see what it's been doing. The ears is just balling up just a little bit. Of course, this one's on the outside, or was anyway. So that's why that's there. Catches on some grass balls and a few little sticks that are hanging out from the end rows. Now I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to get, guys, because I really got to pay attention. This first pass is very critical, and we got to really pay attention how we're driving, or we're going to be wiping out beans, and that's never a good deal, wiping out soybeans. Front window is kind of dirty, but I did get the back one kind of cleaned up last night before we started. You can see I don't have a lot of visual of that row right there. This one I can see a little bit. Kind of depending on how the tractor's leaning. I either want to be tucked right up against that row on this side. If we're leaning towards the left, I need to tuck that tire up into that row. Same way with the other side. If we're pretty well flat ground, then I can just kind of run that row basically right along the frame, and we're about centered. Let's get going. Now that is a beautiful cultivated corner. See how the cultivator's drifting completely off to that inside. Two-wheel drive tractor, you wouldn't be able to do that with. You'd be running over something with your front end or whatever. Not with the anteater. Alright, I kind of know where she's riding. I'm just going to try to show you a little bit right here. Now that we're leaning towards the right, we're going to watch this right side. See, she's just right there close to the tire. That's kind of what I watch. And it's kind of an awkward position to sit in here, kind of leaning over like that most of the day. You got a good armrest. You got a good padding on around the back of the cab. It makes it a lot nicer. You can lay against the back of the cab right there. So that's kind of what I'm watching most of the day. Beautiful. And yeah, we're going pretty slow because I don't want to be covering those beans up. As you can see, the dirt kind of flowing around those flow shields down there. Those are really meant for a little bit later in the season, a second and third pass where they can really throw some dirt. Boy, that one row right there is certainly ribboning a lot. I might go ahead and lift that guy up just a little bit more. Of course, it depends on where we're at in the field. This is kind of the spot where we was a little wetter in the spring, and we couldn't get through very good with the big soil finisher because it was so dang wet. So that might be just kind of where we're at there. Now she's kind of cleared up, looking better. How fast are we going? Let me see here. Mile per hour. 1.9. So yeah, we are just creeping. Just creeping along. So we're not spreading that soil out too much and covering up our beans. Now, if I had some rolling shields, you know, rolling shields do a really good job of helping protect the soybean. And we could go a little faster. And if we had them set right, we could potentially, you know, probably go 3 or 4 mile an hour. But you really got to be careful how you set them, because you'll be leaving a little gap there right in the row. You know, you're protecting those soybeans. Those shields are down there protecting them soybeans. So you're going to have a little bit of spot there around that row where I'm kind of pushing some dirt up there with these sweeps and these flow shields. Maybe I wouldn't be able to quite get the dirt up there with the rolling shields in there. Now what's going on with that middle row? She's not wanting to get in the ground for some reason right there. That one might be needing to go down a little bit. Yeah, let's go adjust that one. Yeah, see, she's not even getting in the ground any. So, loosen up these 2 bolts. Hey! We'll raise this up just a little bit more loose. Raise her up just a little bit, and then tighten the bolts back down. Throw the wrench back in the door pocket. You can see that mess of corn stalks right up there. Right there. That's what the tine weeder left. That does a nice little present. Looking pretty good, guys. I'm relatively pleased at the way she's working up. Of course, this hilltop's pretty nice. Pretty mellow, good black dirt. This hilltop over here has got a lot of clay in it. Not near as good a stand, and of course it's on a hillside and it's clay, and you know, it's not near as good, but still there's some pretty good soybeans in there. Only a short 30, we got 28 acres here, so we're getting pretty close to wrapping up. I'm just working my way back towards the road, towards our left. We got some relatively long rows here, 1/8 of a mile rows. Well, there's our mud hole. That's been wet all spring. It's kind of a weird spot in this field because everything around it over here is uphill, and it should drain towards the road ditch, but it doesn't. So it's in a wet year like this, or where we've had a lot of spring rains, it just doesn't drain. And we went through here. You can see our tracks with the soil finish. You can see where we went through and tried to break it open, but it just wasn't dry enough to plant. So I kind of cheated with the planter. I got done with the end rows, and I came around over here. I had my marker stuck, you know, my marker path. So I just backed up to where I was kind of lined up to it, planted this way, and went around the mud hole the other side, backed into my spot, and it's kind of cheating, but that way I didn't have to pull through the mud. go, coming up on the last 30 feet. I did the two inside end rows absolutely last this time. So that's all we got left. Right up to the end of this one right here. There we go. Nice to finally have that done. Been working on hay the last, I don't know, 10 days. Beans finally came up, and we did run the tine weeder on them, but I knew that they was going to be getting weedy because, you know, it's just the way it goes. You're busy doing hay and kind of forget to watch them, and time gets away from you. Well, we're kind of caught up on hay for a minute anyway. We still got another 80 acres of first cutting to do, but that rain coming through, this tonight and tomorrow, I wanted to get these soybeans done, and we've only got a little bit of pasture hay that's down, so we'll go get that stuff baled up this afternoon. Man, look at how nice and clean that is. That's really looking good. You guys probably remember what the soybeans looked like last year. That was way down at that south farm, 30 miles away. Anyway, we just couldn't get down there to manage them organically. We don't have that farm this year, but I'm glad we don't. It would just be another mess. Actually, that's where this thing broke last, was down there on that south farm. But man, if we could have got them managed down there and kept them clean, that'd be, you know, that'd be the key. But we just couldn't get down there timely to keep the weeds out of those soybeans down there. Alright guys, I think that's going to be long enough for this video. You guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, give me some questions or comments down below, and hit that share button, and don't forget to hit that notification so next time I put up a new video you guys are alerted. So, until next time guys, catch you later.